There are some lies in our science books. Taught it for 15 years. Even though I'm not teaching it anymore, I still like to study. There's so many neat things to learn. We're going to cover some of that tonight.
Perception is being managed. We are being steered and guided by a hidden hand.
The whole world has been duped by the media that is not real.
Smart thinking, possible time traveler, smart thinking.
That night, boom, contact memory.
And then just, Alex, if you don't agree, you'll be sent to a re-education camp.
Just because I'm old doesn't mean I've lost my touch with the ladies.
A lot of people here tonight felt like they lost. You know why?
Now, experts are suggesting that we're in a golden age of shape-shifting reptilian sightings. Now, why is that?
I was, and still am, a huge conspiracy guy. I literally ran out of new tin hat topics to research.
It was most definitely not capable of melting steel.
Then I would be a crackpot if I thought that was the case.
Thought that was the case.
Welcome to the Hypothetical Institute, a podcast about conspiracies.
My name is Luke.
I'm Salty.
I'm Cam. How are we, boys?
Okay.
I'm enthused to be talking about Rasputin.
Why are we recording this episode in February, Salty?
You mean the second time?
It's not important.
Well, let's bring listeners in on what's just happened here. We've just lost a whole bunch of audio, so we're having to redo the start.
Yeah.
Salty is very unenthused because we're going to have to pretend all our gear is fresh.
Yeah. I hate fucking redoing gear. Good gear. How am I going to say fucking suck circle again with such freshness? We're recording this early because I'm going to be overseas in March and April. So,
but where?
I'll be in the UK and the Netherlands.
Yeah. So right now you might be munching some government mushies.
Yes.
Or you could be dancing.
Dancing in the fucking dawn sunrise at Stonehenge. Did I tell you that I got confirmed for that?
Oh, awesome.
I've got into the Stone Circle tour.
So one way or t'other, you'll be nude.
I'll be nude.
Mm.
Yeah. Either running down the streets of Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Diving into canals.
Yeah.
Or dancing around Stonehenge.
Exciting. You've been to Stonehenge before though, right?
Yeah. But just to the normal tour where you're not allowed to go to the stones. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, you're going to be sucking up that mystic energy.
Yeah. I might load my pockets with quartz crystals.
Even more so than usual?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just walk around and then fucking flog them on the internet or something.
Yeah.
Stonehenge charged crystals.
Yeah, you can just do that without going to Stonehenge though, right?
No, I don't want to rip them off too hardcore.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about Rasputin.
Also, if you're into crystals and stuff, no, I'm not. I'm just. This is just gear. I get that some people might be into that.
Yeah.
Are listeners of the show likely to be into it? Maybe
they might be. And Salty's all right because I'm the one that should be apologising. You're the one that was going to actually charge him.
Yeah.
I'm the one that's just like, let's just sell them quartz.
Let's just rip them off without getting the charge.
Yeah, I was going to sell actual Stonehenge ones. Yeah, Cam.
So
talking about Rasputin.
The old lover of the Russian queen.
Yep. Good song.
Yep.
By Boney M.
They say he was a cat who really was gone.
Yeah. There are some funny lyrics in there. My favourite one is, it was a shame how he carried on. It's just that was a shame.
Yeah.
He carried on a bit much.
He did carry on.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Great song, by the way.
Yeah.
Really enjoy it. I like the claps at the start. I like the bass line. I'm into it.
Yeah. And it's a little history lesson.
Yeah. Do you think Rasputin would be so well known if it wasn't for that song?
Yes.
Yeah, he was quite well known.
I wasn't aware of that song until semi-recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What did you think when you heard it?
I was like, they wrote a song about Rasputin. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I remember on the Ninja Turtles cartoon, I think one of the bad guys that got made, there was were they the Toads? There was Toads in Florida that mutated as well, and their names were Genghis and Rasputin and stuff.
Right.
At me if I've got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's correct.
I reckon you're probably the one, including our audience, that knows the most about this subject. Wait, so these were like rival Ninja Turtles? They were frogs, and they mutated, and they had
toads. They were toads.
Oh, sorry, toads, and they had bad people's names. Like
I think so, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
But then I think at the end they kind of were like, "Hey, let's just fucking team up because we're both mutants."
Yeah,
cool.
Brothers of mutants.
We're all teenage mutants.
We realise how lonely it is
Yeah.
being a quad.
Yeah.
Quad of frogs, of toads.
We're all brothers of the ooze.
Yeah.
I like that he's like, no, I didn't learn about Rasputin from Boney M.
It was Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
But yeah, the songwriting on that song is very Iron Maiden in that the lyrics read like an encyclopedia entry.
Yeah. Just the stuff that he did.
Yeah. That's how I learned everything I know about Alexander the Great from the Iron Maiden song.
And also marathon running as well.
Yeah. Fuck, that's a great album.
So, who was this bloke?
Born in Siberia.
Yep.
The desolate plains.
Mm-hmm.
To peasants.
Yep.
Rough little lottery ticket in the old game of life.
Yeah. Small town where he became known at an early age for healing horses.
Oh, yeah.
Which is quite a skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
What do you mean?
That's all right. Horses are surely not that hard to heal.
So, okay. Could you heal a horse?
Yeah, I could heal a horse.
How would you heal a horse? What would be your first step? Say if you went into a small town, you went into a Rasputin town or a town in Siberia, and you said, all right, I'm here to heal your horses. How would you do it to avoid being run out of town?
Just put some balm on them.
You carrying balm at this point?
Yeah, I'd balm them up.
Would you make your own balm?
Give them apples. Yeah, I might cook up my own balm. Here's the thing about healing a horse, right?
Would you strap it?
Yeah, I'd strap a horse. Look, I'm not saying...
You'll get kicked in the face so quickly.
I'm not, disparaging the horse healing industry. I'm sure there's a lot of great horse doctors out there, but...
Vets, I think.
Yeah.
Any horse that is, too sick, off to the glue factory.
What show is the wife a horse? Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
She's a horse doctor.
I've seen that.
That's good. You enjoy it. Or shoot them.
Yeah, they shoot them, and then they send them off to the glue factory. So any horse that you can heal, it's a fairly easy gig, I would say.
I think and please at Cam if you know anything about healing horses, I think you're giving horses self-healing powers too much credit.
Yeah.
These horses are fine.
What if it's got a knotted intestine? You can't just balm that.
Yeah, no, that's a shooter.
Right, I'm here to heal your horses. I've got mystic healing powers. Oh, shoot that one. Cannot do that one.
That cough sounds a bit nasty.
That wasn't even the sick horse.
I can also see the future, like Rasputin.
Yeah.
I did not make the cold-hearted and cruel horse healing industry. That's on them.
Okay.
I'm just an observer of life.
As well as healing horses, I was watching a documentary. I think it was just called Rasputin. And there was a guy that looked like an academic, well-dressed in a nice suit.
Looked like an academic? Or was an academic?
Well, I don't know if his title came up on screen. And if it did, I didn't like... When he was saying something stupid, I'm like, oh, I need to know who this guy is.
Right.
And so but I couldn't bother rewinding.
We've seen a few academic-looking people who have turned out to be pretty cooked.
Yeah. But he said, and this is the only cooked thing he said, he seemed to know a lot about Rasputin's just general life. He said he obviously did have healing powers, re horses. He also had the ability to see the future.
Yeah, right.
He just kind of dropped that in with no citation.
Yeah.
That was a wiki edit.
That's how you get away with bloody often the horses.
Yeah.
I can see this.
No good.
Yeah.
This isn't going to
No
go
point, mate.
Yeah, it's a waste of apples and sugar cubes.
I'm wasting your time and mine, to be honest.
2 weeks' time. Horrible. So, grew up there.
Yep.
Had a wife and kid.
Yep.
Kids, I think.
Yeah, 4 kids, I think.
Small town. Apparently, this town was well known or famous or infamous for being full of drunk people.
Yep.
So he fit right in.
Yeah, he just joined in on the drunkenness and started stealing horses.
Yeah.
He was a
horse healer and he was a horse stealer.
Yeah. And then that's already a pretty full life.
Yeah.
Like at that point, you've got a family.
Yep.
Stolen some horses. You've healed some horses. You've drunk a few vodkas.
Yeah. He's probably put himself out of adversity.
Yeah.
If he went from living in a peasant town to like healing horses, pretty good gig.
And he was still in the peasant town though.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, still pretty good.
But then he got run out of the peasant town.
Right. For healing and stealing.
Just for the stealing. They didn't run him out for the
They
healing.
were like, you should have just stayed with the healing.
Yeah.
The stealing, not good.
No.
So he bailed out of the town and went and hid in a monastery.
So I think this is a literal run out of the town into the monastery.
Right.
Because he's like...
The lady's outside.
Yeah, well, I think it was a little bit outside of town, but they're like chasing him and he gets to the monastery. He's like, you wouldn't hit a priest, would ya?
Safe. You can't come across this line. Interestingly enough, the movie Nuns on the Run was based on this. Running out and hiding in a...
Based on Rasputin's
yeah,
life story.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
Does that movie hold up, you reckon?
I was just thinking that. I don't think it does.
Do you reckon it's problematic?
Pretty problematic.
Yeah.
Oh, Solzy, you should have heard this bloke in the car with me the other day. He's like, I was watching Police Academy 2. I didn't finish it, but it seems to be unproblematic so far. I was like, well, just hold your gunpowder until you get to the end, maybe.
What happens at the end that you know?
I don't know, but I'm sure there's something problematic in there.
I think the Police Academy movies, at least the early ones, aren't as problematic as you'd expect.
Nothing.
I expect it to be like, wow, this is not
There is
okay.
quite a lot of rampant masculinity going on.
Yeah, but it's always people... It's never portrayed in a good light.
I don't know, Mahoney's like, lift up your skirt, I've got to see your thighs. And she's like, what are you talking about? He's like, do it, cadet. So she starts like lifting up her gear.
Right, maybe that's in one.
That's in one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say...
Before everyone knows Mahoney's up to no good.
Yeah. Also, one wasn't on Netflix. I wanted to watch them all and just see how they hold up. Some really good sight gags. I enjoyed some really good gags.
If you ignore all the stuff that's aged pretty badly in terms of what's politically correct, they're pretty good films still.
You know, I'm a person...
But Robbo's saying nothing's aged badly.
At this point that I'm in the movie, yeah. And I'm used to that being a fan of 90s hip-hop, where like, oh, this classic album that I haven't heard since 1995, and you put it on, you're like, wow, that is so homophobic. I cannot play this in public. I cannot that is being in the forgotten pile. That one, yeah.
Anyway, back to Rasputin.
Yeah. Who goes on to do nothing problematic?
Yeah.
So
he's joined a religious sect.
Yeah.
Surely that's all right.
Yeah. So he's
good Orthodox boy.
Yeah.
He's joined this church, but he also joins a cult, or maybe he doesn't. History's not entirely sure on this point. He joined the cult, though.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. At least he took part in their orgies.
Yeah, what's the name of this cult?
Kylists.
The Kylists.
Did you guys... Salty, this is probably relevant to you. The Crack the Sky album by Mastodon is influenced by the Kylists.
Right. I don't know that. The only album I really know of theirs is Leviathan.
Okay. Yeah. Crack the Sky's good.
Yeah.
It's about a paraplegic child astral projecting into a wormhole, and he's intercepted by Rasputin and his Kylisty occultist followers during one of their orgiastic rituals. The mystic decides to die in order to help guide the child's spirit back to their body. There's some of the lyrics are: the center of Kylisty surrounds me, the fire dancing in a silvery sheet of breath, black robe necromancing, summon the soul of the spectre.
It's a bit worrying that the child is rescued by a fucking fuck sect.
Yeah. He stumbles across an orgy and they're like, oh, maybe it's just an example of like,
come on in, child.
Well, no, because they get him out of there. They save the... So they're like, oh, we need to get this kid out of here. He's astral projected into an orgy.
Yeah, good on him.
So this was a fun cult.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a bit of this going on in Russia. I did read some stuff where people were like, British academics were like, yeah, this is like what we used to do before we sorted our shit out.
Not the Russians though; they're still doing it.
So they were a nice little cult. Their thing was that they, in the daytime, go to your normal Orthodox church, but at night time, pop out to the forest.
Yeah.
So
time for a little fuck circle.
Yeah. Hey, Jono, go down the normal Orthodox church today. That's fine, but if you want to be in the cult, fuck circle in the woods tonight.
Yeah.
Bring your own butter.
Yeah. Maybe a suck circle, maybe both. Maybe we'll intertwine the fucking suck circle into a figure eight, and you have to swap when you get to the crossroads.
Yeah, you've been to some very organised orgies, Salty. Why were they orgying? What was their reasoning for this?
It was not bad reasoning.
No.
So the logic was that there's really nothing better you can do than be forgiven by the Lord.
Okay.
But in order to be forgiven, you do have to do a little bit of sin.
Yeah. And if you want maximum forgiveness,
Yeah.
You got to do maximum
sin.
Coveting your neighbour's wife
Yeah.
and her sister.
Yeah.
And your neighbour at the
Yeah.
same time. Is
Coveting all over them.
Yeah.
So the way they decided to sin massively
Yeah.
was not, let's go out and rob and kill heaps of people.
No.
Let's just go fuck each other.
Maybe they looked at gluttony, but it was Russian. They're like,
Yeah.
This isn't going to play.
Yeah.
We got to line up for fucking 20 hours to get a potato.
Yeah.
We can't do gluttony.
Yeah.
No, but there's one thing we can do.
Yeah.
We've got peas, we've got bees.
Yeah. You
Let's
don't
do
have to
it.
line up to my pants. Although tonight there will be a line up to my pants.
Again, keeping it very organised.
Straight orderly line.
Yeah.
So, I gotta say, good on whoever, like the priests that come up with this. Like, I say good on them.
Okay.
They were goal oriented.
Yeah. Enterprising.
Tricking people into having sex
No.
for religious reasons is something that you're okay with?
No, here's the thing, right? There was some priest who was like, I just want to fuck everyone.
Yeah.
And he's like, how do I get everyone on board with it? He's come up with this reasoning. He has convinced them to do this.
Manipulated could be a different word.
No, look, anyone who's coming to these fuck circles is like, yeah, that sounds good.
We don't have Netflix yet.
Yeah.
Facebook's still probably only for universities.
Yeah.
Twitter, no one really knew what it was at this point.
Let's get into it.
May as well just do it.
Okay, I was just checking whether or not Eastern Orthodox Church clergy have to be celibate, but they can be married. So it's not like they were like, this celibacy's driving me nuts.
Yeah, yeah.
What are we going to do? Other celibate men?
But they might have been like, oh, fuck me, missus is driving me nuts.
Yeah.
How do I get her to drive someone else's nuts?
Yeah.
Manipulation.
Anyway, jeez, why are you going to make the sex cult sound so fucking sinister, mate?
Oh, I'm sure there's a little bit of sinister things happening here.
No one's gotten tricked.
You say that so confidently.
They've put forward the argument that maximum sin leads to maximum forgiveness, and people are like, yeah, that makes sense.
So
just on the face of it, it makes perfect sense.
Well, I guess the tricking part is an interesting one because Rasputin was known for his eyes.
Oh, jeez, those eyes.
Those penetrating, lovely eyes.
You want to know my hot take on Rasputin? All of his problems and all of his victories stem from his eye branding.
Yeah.
Because he was on brand with those eyes.
Yeah.
Like anytime a photo was taken, he was fucking eye fucking the camera.
Smizing.
Yeah. Is that what it's called?
Smiling with your eyes.
Yeah.
Smizing, wouldn't?
That's a model thing.
Right.
Yeah. He invented smizing.
Yeah, right.
Because there's no.
I don't think it was. I wouldn't say that was smiling in his eyes. More like, yeah, like that. Wait, are you trying to smize?
I'm doing my best Rasputin.
Okay, good, because that was way more Rasputin than.
Right.
There's no photos of him where he was like, they've caught him out looking off to the side.
No.
He always knew where the camera was.
Like that episode of How I Met Your Mother, Barney Stinson.
Oh yeah.
Never take a bad photo of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was again based on the life of
Yeah.
Rasputin.
Very influential.
Just noticed there's a song by the band Therion, who are another metal band called the Kailisti Evangelist.
So
you don't need to be a Kailisti evangelist. All you've got to do is lay out the scheme.
Yeah.
And people will be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Did they actually get up to no good?
No, they were just
They were just a cult who were just like, look, we love God.
Yeah.
We love fucking.
Yeah. I don't think they were sacrificing anyone or anything.
I do think there's going to be some manipulation happening here.
Oh, there's not manipulation. Maybe some feelings are getting hurt. That's going to happen in any sort of massive polyamorous religious situation.
Bit of flagellation going on.
Oh yeah, they did like to whip. Actually,
Yeah.
They loved a good whip.
As long as everyone was into the whipping, I think that's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be putting my lot in with the Kailistes being good as a whole.
Yeah.
If If you want to put your lot in with that gear,
I'm going all in with it.
Okay.
If the high priest is standing there with his fucking suck conga line in front of him, and he's whipping them to hurry up and move forward against their will,
bad.
Yeah. If they're all like, whip me, and he's like, alrighty, whoop-pow! And they're like, yeah, then that's fine.
If there's safe words involved, good.
Yeah.
No safe words, bad.
Yeah.
All right, jeez Louise. Anyway, moving on from the fuck cult.
So yeah, I'm putting my money down. Fuck cult, totally fine if everyone's into it.
Yeah, if everyone's into it, but I don't think anyone. I feel like they wouldn't all be into it.
Okay.
Why? You don't have to come out to the forest, mate. You can just go to your Orthodox church.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like
if you want to be in the Kylistic movement, you've got to be down with the fuck circles.
Anyway, I feel like we've been stuck on this point for a little too long, and I blame Robbo for that.
Okay, I think just long enough.
So Rasputin, he does some pilgrimages.
Yeah.
Pops back home every now and then.
Sorry, Kylist means whip.
Yeah.
So
it's
the whipping cult.
Combination of two words, I think. I think it's a combination of Christ and whip.
Yeah. I think it's also a word that their enemies came up with to describe them. Prudes like Robbo.
I'm not. I just
Sex negative.
I just want to make sure everyone is consenting and not being manipulated.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. So,
if they were like, "Hey, there's a hot bird at church, and I really want to bang her,"
yeah,
but I don't think she'd be into the fuck circle, and you trick her into coming to the fuck circle, bad.
Yeah.
If you're like, "Hey, have you heard about these fuck circles?" and she's like, "I've been waiting for someone to know someone who goes to them," I'm down.
All I'm saying is, Kylist at risk of one day having their Me Too moment, and I don't want to be caught supporting them.
All right.
Okay.
It's fucking cold out there, mate. This is Robbo. Oh, I'd prefer if it was chilly. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
So he's doing some pilgrimages. He's doing some fuck circles. He pops back home every now and then
to see his wife and kids.
I think just to help with the harvest.
Yeah. I think he was wandering the forest and seeing visions and stuff every now and then. There's one bit he wandered in a foggy, misty forest and encountered some people or something. It wasn't really clear what that was about, but yeah.
There's a lot of talk about his visions, but I couldn't really find a lot about the things of the future that he saw besides the one big prediction he made at the end.
What was the big prediction he made at the end?
His big prediction was, if anyone murders me, all of Russia's fucked.
Yeah. And then when he was kind of murdered, the empire fell.
Yeah. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So he does end up in the big smoke. Yeah. He's hanging out. He was hanging out with like some Montenegrin princesses.
Yeah, he knew someone who knew someone.
Which is weird. Like it seemed like he got sucked up into high society pretty quickly. But he's described as being really smelly. It's a stinky dude.
Yeah, he didn't look. There's not one photo of him where he doesn't look fucking haggard as.
Yeah, he's just unkempt and smelly, but those eyes just power on right through.
I guess at that time in Russia, probably everyone smelt a bit.
Yeah, but if you're known for being smelly at that time, then
yeah, this is true.
Like, we all stink, but fucking, have you caught a whiff of Raspy?
Yeah. He smells like a big orgy.
He stinks, but those fucking eyes.
I don't know what it is. I do not know what it is.
Well, we sort of do know what it is. Apparently, he had the ability to dilate his pupils at will.
Really?
Yeah, which had something of a hypnotic effect. But also, he was just eye fucking the camera all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Dilate means bigger, right?
Yeah,
yeah. He can make them go in and out.
Yeah, right.
You know, like those gifs of cats when they see like a bug and
yeah, or when you look at your eyes in the mirror and you turn the lights on and off.
Yeah. Maybe he was just doing that, looking at a light in the background, just past someone's head.
He had it all worked out.
So, he is in the big smoke. He has got a reputation as a general healer now. He's tricked people into thinking he can heal more than horses.
Mm-hmm.
And a general holy man.
Yeah. He was a holy bloke. He had a reputation for mystical healing powers. So when the Tsar and the Tsarina, their son Alexander,
Alexei,
they've got this kid, right? The Tsar Junior, good kid, but bad blood.
Yeah. Well, not. Yeah, I guess it was bad.
Yeah, it's too leaky.
No clotting, which was a thing in Russian.
And it's still a thing,
but like in
the world
within that that family or the. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure there's. I used to hear Russian tsars, and I think, well, probably a haemophiliac.
Yeah, it's a genetic thing.
Mm.
I think there's a bit of it in in other royal families around the place because they're all fucking each other. But Robbo doesn't have a problem with that.
No, I do. I'm not. I'm also not pro royals. I'm very anti royals, and I'm not pro inbreeding.
All right. More sex negativity from Robbo. So, the kid is you give him a little pop and he just won't stop.
Yeah.
It's like, so they've tried everything: band-aids,
bandages,
leeches,
corks.
You wouldn't want leeches involved. Leeches will do the opposite.
Yeah, whatever they've tried.
They get the bad blood out.
It's all bad blood.
Yeah, but they put more on.
Sounds like the main thing they've tried is getting some shithouse Russian doctors in.
Yeah.
Who are like, oh, what if we gave him blood thinners?
Have you tried being a horse? Apparently they heal really quickly.
Got any balm?
Anyway, word gets back to them via Montenegrin princesses that old Raspi's in town.
Yeah.
And he's got a bit of a rep for being able to heal. Possibly an unearned one, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Get him in.
Get him in. Can't hurt.
Yeah.
Can't be any worse than these doctors who are actively killing him. Anyway, he's like, all right, I'll do a little prayer over him. Get these doctors out of here. We'll try the power of the Lord. And then there's a few schools of thought about how he actually heals the kid. And he doesn't heal. He doesn't fix the haemophilia, but he does get him to stop bleeding.
Yeah.
One of which is that he hypnotized him.
Yeah.
I reckon you might be able to hypnotize someone into stopping bleeding.
Yeah. Isn't one of them that he just fucked off the doctors who were doing more harm than they were?
Yeah, well, because the doctors were giving him aspirin.
Yeah.
Which is a blood thinner, which is not what you want when your blood won't clot. So once they were gone, he just sort of naturally got better.
So is this why, Cam, you think you could heal horses? Because everyone else that's trying to do it is just making it worse.
Yeah. And then it wasn't necessarily on this case, but there was another time when he got him to stop to stop bleeding, where again his process was just get rid of the doctors.
Yeah.
But they also reckon he might have calmed everyone down enough that there was less freaking out happening, and the reduction of the general stress levels in the palace was enough to sort of get him to
calm down,
the kid to calm down and get better.
Smooth talking Siberian comes in.
He even did it when he wasn't there.
Yeah, he just did it over the phone sometimes.
Yeah, sent
Really?
a telegraph. It's all right. The Lord's with him. He'll be good. And then the next day he was good.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. It's placebo effect, where I was reading about the placebo effect recently, and they've realized that even if people know that it's placebo, it still works. And so it's that kind of, it actually does have physical impacts. So things like that, if you think you're getting better, then probably did a little bit of good.
Yeah, and he was probably just going to get better anyway.
Yeah.
It's not like he's like a grimy street child with haemophilia.
But, I mean, wasn't he quite sickly as a whole? I'm pretty sure that was kind of part of his deal. Was he was
Probably because every time he knocked his elbow, he nearly bled to death.
Yeah, it wasn't like he could get out and run around.
Well, because there was one of the things that got him was like a bumpy carriage ride.
Yeah.
And he started bleeding internally.
Jeebus.
Just from like...
Bumpy
bump.
carriages.
Ugh.
My insides.
Yeah.
Apologies if we've got any haemophiliacs listening.
No, there's nothing wrong with being a haemophiliac.
No.
Don't take aspirin, though.
Yeah.
Rasputin's healing method is kind of like what Ralph Wiggum says. The doctor said I'd stop getting nosebleeds if I just kept my finger out of there.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine that, like, a little nosebleed would do it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sneeze too hard.
Jeez. So he's right now healing the son of the Tsar.
Yep.
In the Tsarina.
Making those deadly eyes at the Tsarina.
Really? Is that the next? What are you doing there, Salty?
Hey.
Whew. Jeez. A little hot under the collar now, Salty's making eyes.
Yeah. So he gets close to the Tsarina because the Tsar's obviously doing a lot of business.
Yep.
And he gets close with her. Maybe a little too close.
Yeah.
But
at what point do we mention that he probably had a massive dingus?
We'll get to that. I
Okay.
guess.
Because like we're all thinking about it.
How about we get to that when we get to the bit where it gets chopped off?
Okay.
So he becomes pretty influential in the royal court.
They throw him a job.
Yeah.
He gets made the official lamplighter.
Yeah.
Which apparently was a good thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like
well, it gives you access to like quarters and around the family, and you get to be pretty close with everyone. So close that he started dropping little hints. You know what we should do, Serena? Fucking, why don't we send the Tsar off to the war front?
Yeah.
He can look after the troops by himself, yeah? That'd be pretty good.
So I think the guy that was already on the war front didn't like Rasputin, right?
Right.
A lot of the like little things, his little moves. Well, I'm not saying he was the master manipulator.
Yeah. He made a lot of enemies.
He made a lot of enemies, and a lot of the little moves that he put in place were to like marginalize his enemies.
Yeah.
And he cunningly manipulated people, but I'm not suggesting that there was any cunning manipulation in the forest. But he was a cunning manipulator.
I feel like that was good gear. Sadly, didn't receive the attention it should have got. Cam.
Sorry,
I was reading about his dinger. Making sure I was up to date when we get to that point. So where are we now?
So yeah, he starts cunningly manipulating the court.
Yeah.
Pushing his own agenda.
Yeah.
Which is usually just anyone who sees what I am, which is a not very well hidden drunken deviant.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of them.
Yeah.
Someone who's a bit stinky.
Especially the Tsar, because he wanted to bang his missus.
He was definitely banging her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was banging everyone though. He's very promiscuous.
Yeah.
And look, I'll say that there was probably there's some Me Too moments in St. Petersburg for old Rasputin.
Really? You think he was a bit of a harasser?
Then he definitely was. That's on.
Oh, okay.
It's a matter of historical record.
Yeah, right. It's weird that you were then like previously you were really into his orgies, and now you're anyway. Carry on.
No,
go back there.
So he's making his moves. He's not the most popular character in all of Russia. The lefties all hate him because he's too much with the Tsars. Everyone else hates him because he's like a deviant.
Yeah. They thought he was a German spy for a while during World War One because he was like all about the Serena, who was from like Germanic descent.
He wanted them to withdraw from the war. That was one of his big agendas. Right. It's like, hey, maybe just get out of the war and let Germany have it, which the Tsar was against. And if they did, I don't know anything about World War One, but it's my understanding if they had it would have been a different outcome.
Yeah, probably.
Didn't the Germans make a bad move and end up freezing to death or something?
They did make a few bad moves. But the United States weren't involved at the point where Rasputin was advocating for them to be ducking out.
Right.
So it probably would have gone a different way.
Yeah.
If they hadn't been mucking around these cold Ruskies.
Yeah.
So I guess his main move at this point is just getting around and fucking everyone in the elite circles of Russia. So he's getting a lot of favors around the place, but he's also making a lot of enemies.
Yeah.
Which leads to...
Only the ladies though, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a whole thing about his eventual undoing that speaks to his sexuality.
Well, let's talk about his undoing.
Or do we want to take a short break? And let's get into his undoing?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a short break and then we'll get to the murder of Rasputin. All right, let's talk about the downfall of Rasputin.
Yeah.
So he made too many enemies. Someone had to do something.
33-year-old.
Well, he was 33 when he died.
No, a 33-year-old peasant woman named Chionya Guseva attempted to assassinate him with a bit of the old bloody stabby stab in the stomach.
Yep.
Outside his house. He was wounded pretty badly. And they didn't think he'd live. Bit of surgery.
Yeah, a little bit of balm.
Bit of balm and some strapping. And he recovered. He was fine.
All right. Slight tangent. I know a guy from my hometown that got stabbed once, and he's just quite a big guy, and he was doing a lot of drugs and didn't realise till the next day that someone tried to stab him.
Right.
Yeah. There we go. Big Russ, his name was.
It's funny when you hear about people who are like walking down the street. I used to always read stories like this. Walking down the street and they're like, oh, I've got a bit of a headache. And then they get home and don't realise till later that they've got like a knife stuck in their head.
Yeah.
Someone's like stabbed them and they've just like fucking kept on about their day.
It's like there's a plot in every medical drama that happens.
A nail gun.
Yeah.
Didn't realise. So this chick who stabbed him was a follower of Iliodor, who was a priest who had supported Rasputin rather, before denouncing his sexual escapades as self-aggrandizement. So this priest was a radical conservative and anti-Semite.
Okay.
Cancelled.
Yeah.
Cancelling them right now.
He wanted to drive a wedge between the royal family and Rasputin.
Okay.
Failed.
Yeah. So he got this lady to do it.
Yeah. And then they found out that he was behind it and he got bloody de-priested.
Yeah.
And exiled.
Right.
But then, if at first you don't succeed, try again. So Prince Felix Yusupov, Grand Duke Dmitry Pavlovich, and a politician called Vladimir Pushkevich cooked up a plan to kill Rasputin.
It's like, you know what Rasputin likes? The bloody ladies.
So,
can't get enough of them.
Prince Felix was like, well, I haven't got one to lure him with because I like boys. And you know what? This bloody Rasputin turned down my advances. I'm in.
Do you reckon he had dual motivations?
Yeah, I think so.
He wasn't just concerned about the threat to the empire?
No. I'm pretty sure he was driven by
jealousy.
Being jilted and jealousy. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I read that somewhere.
But one of the other guys was like, I'll tell him my missus wants to have a smooch.
Yeah. Hey, Raspy, when you come out to the house.
Yeah.
On the lake.
Yeah.
Come out to my lake house.
Come and cuck me up.
Meet my wife. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Meet my wife.
Yep.
They bring him out, and so now we get to the murder of Rasputin, which is there's conflicting accounts. So I guess we'll go with the fun one first.
What's the fun one?
So
tell us this fun story about this murder.
Yeah.
So he gets out there, and they're like, "Care for some poison, Rasputin?"
Yeah. They jam all this food and drink with shitloads of arsenic.
Yeah. Is it arsenic or cyanide?
Oh, cyanide rather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, have a little snack.
Yeah.
Little devil on horseback. Just load it up with cyanide.
Yeah.
He's like, yes, please. Don't have to tell me twice.
Yeah.
Little spinach and ricotta. Little
Pastisi.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, that's you done.
Yep. Let's just hang back.
Yeah.
Next minute, nothing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Rasputin's like, geez, all these pastitis have made me thirsty.
Yeah.
Have you got any wine? They're like, well, we've got some poison wine for just such an occasion.
Yeah.
And they load him up. He drinks like 3 glasses of wine.
Yeah. Drinks a lot of poison.
Yeah. And he's still fine.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, let's just go back to the old classic. We'll shoot the bloke.
Yeah.
Which we could have just done in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you want to do an assassination, a little bit of poisoning is probably better and also harder for them to work out. You know, you don't need to hide, like, you just dump his body somewhere. Like, oh, how did he die? He's a famous old drunken who's been womanizing. He's probably had a heart attack.
Yeah.
There is a bit of an epic little anecdote about the shooting of him where they take him to a basement and point it across up on the wall and say, mate, you better have a kneel and pray to that motherfucker up there. Blam! Blap, blap, blap.
They shot him.
They fill him full of lead.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, well, that's him done.
Yeah.
But we should make sure, right?
Yeah.
Should we make sure he's done?
They go for the...
Tie him up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do they?
Give him a bit of a whack.
Yeah.
But he gets up.
Fights back.
He's
Keeps
not having
fighting.
it.
Jeez.
Eventually, they shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, that's him done.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, now we've got to get rid of the body. Something we clearly hadn't planned for at all.
And this is really messy. He's also eaten us out of house and home.
Yeah.
And we were out of poison.
Lucky we live on the lake, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they take him out to the river and they find like a gap in the ice and they dump his body in there.
Right, because it's Russia and it's cold.
Yeah. They don't weigh his body down at all, though.
Just chuck it in.
They're just like, oh, well, he'll be under the ice. It'll be fine. They dump him in and he sort of floats downstream a bit. The cops show up because there's been a bunch of gunfire.
Yeah. Okay, that'll do it.
And there's conflicting reports about this as well. But one of the things is that the cops show up and they're like, what's happened here? And they're like, oh, we had to kill Rasputin, but I'm a prince. This is a duke. This is a senior politician. What are you going to do about it? They're like, this is true. Hands are tied.
What was that? Was that a Russian impersonation?
Oh, oh, yes.
So some workmen found blood on a railing, which is what led the police to. Where his body
So
was.
that doesn't really gel with that other story where they just told some cop. Why are they still investigating this? But yeah, they also found like his boot got stuck in the fence next to the river.
Yeah, right.
They did a really poor job. They find his body though.
Okay.
And you know what they find in his body? His lungs are full of water.
Oh my God.
He drowned.
Oh.
I think they also found that he had like one of his arms was out, like because they had tied him up, chuck him in, and they found him his arm was out, like reaching out, like he was
my Lord.
trying to free himself.
So maybe he was a healer.
He might have. There's also a story where he was making the sign of the cross.
Right.
All fucking bullshit. Oh, and also apparently they lopped off his dick. His famously huge dinger. Did you want to talk about his dinger now?
Finally, we get to the point that we've all been thinking about. The elephant dinger in the room. So the story is that a maid found his
dinger.
Yep, peeper, that had been lopped off after his murder. Right. She found it like just in the corner or something, and so she preserved it, and it's been in museums and stuff since then. Oh, I think it did a little tour around Russia.
Right.
It was so impressive, this 13-inch dinger, that we need to let the people see this.
Okay. I think this is bullshit as well, though.
Yeah, it turns out. Then like I think in the early 2000s, another one came along, and someone else was like, no, this Museum of Erotica or something had it. But we've got the real
dinger.
Yeah.
Right.
So they researched the first one, and it turned out that it was a sea cucumber.
Right.
Which I don't imagine you can get in Russia. I guess there's
there's a lot of ocean.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched the
Jackass?
Jackass
Yeah.
spin-off Wild Boys?
Oh no.
Or do they do it on Jackass as well?
They do it on Jackass.
Where they jerk off the sea cucumber and
Yeah.
it like shoots ropes out of it.
So a sea,
Out of its end.
sea cucumber's defense mechanism is to shoot
Sticky ropes and jizz out.
white substance out the end, and then throw the other.
I can see how you confuse it with a dinger.
Yeah.
So in the actual autopsy, dinger intact.
Okay.
Lung-
Did they mention the size?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, probably in his little notes.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's. I think it's just a bit of apocrypha. But lungs, no water.
Okay.
Stomach, no cyanide. Ooh.
Right.
And the bullet holes do not correspond at all with the way they say they shot him.
Okay. Wait. So they told the story to perpetuate the myth somehow?
Well, I guess it's a bit nicer to say that you were doing it to save the empire, and there was like this epic struggle. Is maybe better than saying we shot a guy in the back.
Yeah,
and then
that's fair.
when he went down, we shot him execution style in the head.
Yeah.
So there's also
We're murderers.
Yeah.
But we tried really hard to do it multiple ways.
Yeah. So with the shot in the head, there is a question about whether it was just these guys that were there.
Oh.
Because the bullet that was in the head was different to the sort of bullets that the Russians use.
Okay.
But it was quite similar to the sort of bullets that the British Secret Services use.
Why would they be involved?
Well, there was the Poms didn't like Rasputin because he wanted Russia out of the war, and he had the ear of the Tsar, the Tsarina. So the story goes that they sent a spy over And this guy, the guy that they say is the one that pulled the trigger, was in town at the time.
Right.
But he's done the final deed. Now, in the official like MI5 or MI6 or whichever one it is history books, there's no little footnote being like, "Oh, we offed Rasputin."
Yeah, by the way, we offed.
You don't have to put every secret assassination into your files.
It's probably best if you don't.
Yeah, that's part of doing things secretly. But they're like, even in our secret files, we didn't put it in. It's like that's when you really want to keep a secret.
Yeah. And then if you don't write down all your secrets, how do you keep track of them?
Well, isn't that where the FBI and stuff used to get caught out? Like, didn't the Russians learn about Kennedy when the FBI were like, "Oh crap, is this us?" And they started ringing around, and the Russians tapped the phone, and they're like, "Ah, Kennedy's dead." Kind of a thing.
So he gets murdered. Before he died, he did make a prophecy, which was that he was killed in December, and his prophecy was, if I'm killed before January, the Russian Empire is done. The Tsar, it said the royal family will be done in a few years, and all Russian institutions will be finished in a certain number of years, and Russia itself will be done in 70 years.
All right.
And all of it came true. I don't know if that last bit is something someone's tacked on. Also, this is not something that he was like yelling about before he died.
Right.
One of his mates has been like, and this is a few months later, his mate comes out with this when they've offed everyone.
But on the other hand, Russia still exists.
Well, the Russia that they were talking about 70 years after he died was the fall of the Berlin Wall. And the last of those sort of...
Berlin's in Germany, though.
The fall of the Soviet Union.
The USSR?
Yeah. And the last little bit of it fell down. Almost 70 years to the day.
Really?
But maybe not.
Maybe not.
The Romanovs were outed like not long after he died, right?
Yeah, so
because he had like given them a lot of really bad advice.
Well, he'd given them bad advice, but everyone blamed Rasputin.
Right.
They're like, "Oh, this fucking Rasputin guy, we've got to get rid of him. All right, shoot him in the street. All right, that didn't work. Get the bombs in. Let's take care of it." They get rid of him, and then the Romanovs were just bad decision makers. Remember, they're the ones that decided to bring in some faith healer to advise them on matters of state. That was their decision. So it wasn't like they started making bad decisions when Rasputin was advising them. They were already on that path.
Yeah.
So when he's gone, they continue making bad decisions. And everyone who was like, "Oh, fucking Rasputin, this fucking guy. Oh, he's fucking all our wives." They're like, "Oh, maybe it wasn't all Rasputin. Maybe they're just dicks." So all the Romanovs are executed.
It's a bit rough.
Yeah. Oh, well, easy come, easy go.
Yeah, fair enough. Does Russia still have a Tsar? No.
No. That was the end of the Tsars, mate. And then they bring in the Glorious Revolution.
All right.
And yeah, as predicted, the last of the royal stuff, all done in the time frame put out. Maybe it was written after that had already happened, but whatever. But yeah, he's supposed to be this great prophet, but this is like the one prophecy I could find. I didn't see a lot of other big prophecies he was making.
Yeah. It's hard to know what he actually did, I guess, looking from outside eyes.
Healed some horses.
Which obviously he didn't, as you said.
Didn't take much.
It's just all down to his eyes.
Yeah, he healed that kid, but
Yeah.
just through
treatment.
just through anti-vaxxing them. It's like,
Yeah.
get the doctors out of the equation.
It's like the first anti-vaxxer.
It just happened to work.
Well, there you go.
I come around on Rasputin, even though not the problematic bits, but he was just like a Darrow.
Just a drunken Siberian dude.
You reckon if he lived today, he'd have like a sick show on Channel 31? Because he'd be like, "I've got this great idea for a show," and then just like no ability to pull it off really well.
If he lived today, he'd be like some hick from like who starts out running a meth lab and ends up like advising the president.
Which president? Donald Trump or Vladimir Putin?
In this scenario, he's been transported to the United States.
Mm.
This is the other world's version of Rasputin.
Yeah.
This is the opposite of the Superman where he lands in Russia. This is what if Rasputin landed in Kansas, started a meth lab, and then got made the drug czar of the United States.
A Scaramucci situation. Just someone ends up there. No one knows how he got there.
Well, that's what happened with Rasputin. It's like how he really conned his way into the very elite of Russian society.
Isn't elite society all just a con, though, Cam? Aren't we all just lying to each other?
Yeah, maybe, Robbo, but it's still a good effort.
Sorry, I want to pull up something on the Superman thing. Through an alternate one where he lands in Russia.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
called Superman Red Sun, but S-O-N.
Oh, is it good?
Yeah. Batman's an anarchist. He's got to stop him.
Really? How does Batman have his money then if he's an anarchist?
He doesn't. He just uses,
Spikes on his jacket.
Spiky things.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Probably not a punk anarchist like I was picturing. Probably
There's another
just
Superman.
intellectual.
There's another Superman where he becomes a sports star and becomes a real jerk.
Wait, because he's just too good at it.
Yeah. And he doesn't realize that he's got superpowers. He's like, I'm just the best sports guy.
Yeah, right. That's fair enough.
And he's like, get those merch deals happening.
Is that his tagline?
That's his thing.
Show me the Krypton.
Do we have anything else on old Rasputin?
I don't think so. He's as a character, he's a heavy, pretty prominent figure in the early Hellboy stories.
Okay.
He's
What is he doing there?
He helps the Nazis.
That's a dog act.
He helps the Nazis.
Yeah, the Nazis.
I guess that was kind of what he wanted out of the withdrawal of the war.
They weren't Nazis, they were Robbo.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
First World War.
Germans, though.
Yeah. So he gets he goes through the whole poison, shooty, stabby, drowny.
Yeah.
And just comes back to life, resurrects himself. He's fine.
Right. Does he have
Helps
other
the Nazis.
Yeah.
Opened a gateway to hell. Little Hellboy pops through.
That's exactly what the Nazis want as well.
Yeah.
Gateways to hell to open up.
They were opening the gateway to bring through the Ogdru Jihad to bring about the end of the world.
Yeah.
But instead they were foiled by the Allies. But they didn't realise Little Hellboy snuck through.
Hmm.
Yeah. Gets picked up by the Allies. And they raise him as a good guy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Little boy from hell.
Yeah, Rasputin. The other thing I found about him was that there was all this stuff about, he's like this occult guy. But there's not any... I didn't really find anything about what occult stuff he was doing.
Just sexual deviancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't... I did look up Rasputin, like Black Lodges. Some guy on a forum. This is like not even a proper forum. This is like a Tapper Talk forum. Like one of those weird forums that I think might just be on an app. On the dark web, probably.
Okay.
You shouldn't be able to access this from a normal internet browser.
Right. I don't know what this is.
It was just like this random screed that he was in some German Black Lodge.
Right.
Okay.
I was like, finally, I can prove that Black Lodges are a thing.
This is the evidence, finally.
So his
one can deny.
his daughter kicked around until about 77.
Okay.
She ended up moving to the US and doing a few different things.
Such as?
She was a riveter. She
Right.
worked in... Hang on, I lost my place on there. She started as a riveter in California in a shipyard during World War II. She worked in a defense plant until 55 when she retired due to her age. She worked in hospitals, gave Russian lessons to people, did babysitting and stuff.
Sounds like she had an incredibly normal life.
Yeah.
Well, not normal, but...
Well, she was a circus
mundane.
performer for a time
Oh,
in
okay.
the 30s.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool.
What did it say what she did in the circus?
She looks very mystic in this photo.
She probably had the accent. She probably did the crystal ball future stuff.
Do you want me to find out? Hang on. In 1929, she worked at Bush Circus, where she had to dance to The Tragedy of My Father's Life and Death and be brought face to face on the stage with actors who were impersonating him and his murderers. That's a quote from her. So she danced to stories about her dad
Getting offed.
Yeah.
That's a rough one.
Yeah. But yeah, so there is a couple of things banging about his reincarnation. Rasputin.
So,
Putin.
yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah.
They don't look alike.
Don't they though?
Putin's eyes are not as.
Have you seen him with a fucking scraggy beard and greasy hair?
No, that's fair.
Also, you don't have to be reincarnated as someone that looks exactly like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Not
that's
how
fair.
it works.
So
All right, I'm not an expert on reincarnation.
just on the Putin link, and I believe another one of our pre-recorded episodes for people while I'm away will be about one Vladimir Putin.
Yep.
Probably the one after this episode.
I think that'll be a nice tie-in.
Because, yeah, we can go from Rasputin to Putin. Two-parter.
And then next week after that, we'll do Tin.
Yeah.
Just do Tin.
And then we'll do Tintin.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cam loved that little bit we just did.
The look on his face said it all. I chucked Rasputin into the Gematria.
Oh, of course.
Thing.
Here we go.
Three of the little things that pop up when you put Rasputin in. Queen Mum.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
She would have been banging around, right?
Yeah,
when he
she
was
would
off.
have been a little bit Germany as well, I would say.
Yeah.
And we know he liked him German.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Two ones that really...
We've seen Prince Harry with a little scraggly beard.
I think we have.
Yeah.
No, it's actually quite well maintained.
So it's 580 that it comes out to.
Yep.
Two things that really pop out. Reincarnation Karma.
Whoa.
And Mr. Trump.
Whoa.
Also, Satanists kill.
Yep.
Barack H. Obama is a Mason.
Yep.
Well, it's just facts.
Jesus, there's a lot. Pamela Denise Anderson.
580.
580.
Oh, 5 plus 8 is 13.
God's anointed son. Seeking a better self.
What, can I ask what other ones come up if you put your name in?
Mine.
Yeah. Here we go. We can find out Tolty's true self.
Can you just put it at the end of the URL? Probably here. Hey!
What?
Saltmarsh in Jewish gematria is 420.
Hey!
Saltmarsh in English gematria
69.
666.
Oh!
And in simple gematria is 111.
Jeez. You got quite the name there.
Son of Man.
Yep.
Okay.
Black Panthers.
Yep.
Solidarity.
Yeah.
There. Barack Obama is African.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well, it's actually
problematic.
Quite more mundane than Rasputin's.
Yeah, well, I'm at the very start of it here.
Okay.
Oh, come on. I've got to have something cooked about me, surely. Demonic human.
Ooh.
Is a demonic ragaholic.
Yeah, totally you are.
Shall we wrap it up?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is probably a good time to finish.
Going to put Robertson in there.
Please do. My full name?
I didn't put my full name, I just put my surname.
Ah, that's why you got bloody 420 and 666. What do I get?
You get 497, 756.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You get Hannah is a palindrome.
Yep, it is. It's I do like a word puzzle.
Chariots of Fire.
Good song, good movie.
Eating the Brains.
I do like some lamb's brain. Little lamb's brain croquette. It's pretty tasty.
Feeds Lion Dead Al Qaeda member.
Yep. That was an interesting summer.
Yeah.
All right. Robbo, if people want to find you online, where can they do so?
You can find me at aleofatime, aleofatime.com. Yeah.
Salt?
You can get me at Saltmarsh on Instagram and Twitter. Andrew Saltmarsh. Andrew Saltmarsh Illustration on Facebook for arty stuff, and Toeharder on Patreon.
And you can get me at Sexenheimer on Twitter. Gather around me on Facebook and iTunes for my other podcasts. And of course, you can find all of your Hypothepod things all across the internet. We're on all of the podcasting services. We're on Facebook. We're on iTunes at Hypothepod. We don't have anything on the Instagram, do we?
No.
But we are on Patreon, where you can sign up and get yourself some cool badges or some cool pins.
Extra content.
And yeah, there's extra content every week. And thank you to Tammy, our cooked $33 sponsor.
Thanks, Tammy.
Thank you.
All right. See you.
Bye.
Don't worry about a thing, except if all our world leaders are alien reptilians. I said don't worry about a thing, except maybe the fluoride in our water supply contains mind-altering drugs. Don't worry about a thing, except whether or not Port Arthur was a false flag operation in which to disarm Australia. I said don't worry about a thing. Except you can definitely hear John Lennon say I buried Paul at the end of Strawberry Fields Forever. Ooh, don't worry about a thing. Except not only did Bush do 9/11, but he also keeps the planes out in Area 51, which, let's not forget, where all of the aliens are. Don't worry about a thing. Except Donald Trump is clearly a woman, and you're just blind if you can't see that. Why don't you open your eyes?